What's up, y'all, and thanks for stopping by the Surge T channel. I am Surge T, and tonight was the debut of AEW Rampage. I say tonight, but it is Saturday. Silly me, I forgot to include it on my, scheduled recordings, and I didn't record it. So I had to watch it on the TNT app. I downloaded the app, and despite the fact that I hate the commercials because you got to put up with 2 minutes and some odd seconds of a commercial, you can't pass, you can't skip it or anything. But other than that, pretty good app if you guys want to watch it on the go, AEW. But yeah, the debut episode, and I'm glad that they had it and they got it at 1 hour. Well, you had 44 minutes because of the commercials, but nonetheless, it's almost like, I don't know if they're following the same, blueprint or what if you will, of NXT UK, where that's also an hour, you know. So, what I liked about it was that it was kind of quick and to the point. Three title matches, and all three were, were actually good, you know. And I'm going to go through this, pretty briefly, pretty brisk, this video. But let's start it off. Of course, this is the rundown of thoughts for August 13, 2021. And on commentary, and I think commentary is a little too overbooked, if you will. I mean, there's a lot of guys there, four of them. You got Excalibur, you got Mark Henry, you got Taz, and you got Le Champion Chris Jericho. And I'm just thinking, why is Jericho sounding like a heel on commentary, but then as a performer, he's a face? And then the same with Taz, but it's reversed. Taz is a heel manager of Team Taz, but then he's a face on commentary. At least that's how it comes across out to me. Anyhow, the first match, and what a banger of a match is going to be, that is for the Impact World Championship. That title is on the line, one of three. But when it comes to Impact, you notice that he has two belts. I guess one is Impact, and the other one, I guess, is the old TNA belt. That they have they not decided yet to merge those belts? Just make it one. But that title's on the line, and September the 5th, we know that Christian Cage is going to challenge Omega for the, for the AEW title. But here he's going after the Impact World Championship, and it was a pretty good match. For once, I was watching Omega, and I'm going, look good in this match. He didn't do a lot of that, what do you call that, happy feet? Maybe there's a glimpse of it, but I don't know. He did good. Like, maybe it's just because it's Christian Cage, and that's how they worked off of each other, and Christian Cage really pushed him through a good match, and I would say that Omega did the same thing. I think they really are a good fit for each other, and it makes me be like, I'm very very anxious now to be able to see their match for the AEW Championship, because this match was good. A lot of near falls, a lot of just trying to get their finisher on each other. We see Christian Cage try to put the well, I think it was Omega first who tried to put on the one wing angel, and then Christian Cage tries to go for the kill switch. And of course, during the course of the match, we see who? We see the Bucks. During all this confusion, and he low blows Christian Cage as Don Callis is he's got Brian Hebner all tied up, right? And then down comes the Bucks. They got a chair. He he props the chair up. That's how he won the championship from Moxley. He did the one winged angel onto the propped up chair. He tried to do that with Christian Cage. What does Christian Cage do? Christian Cage gets him into kill switch, and he just positions it so perfectly that he slams his face, Omega's face, into the chair, and he gets a 1, 2, 3, and we have a new champion. But Christian Cage isn't he isn't a stranger to being a world champion in Impact. Well, when it was TNA, and back when they had a partnership with the NWA, so the title was known as the TNA NWA title, and he was a champion. I think he was champion more than once. But Christian Cage won the title. out comes the number one contenders to the Young Bucks tag team titles, AEW tag team titles, the Jurassic Express, and they come out, congratulate him. And then Scott D'Amore, who is the executive vice president of Impact there, and he comes out and congratulates him. And I know that he's definitely familiar with him. I believe when he was the manager of Team Canada in TNA during the TNA days, I believe he was trying to recruit Christian Cage. I do remember that, I believe. And that was a pretty fun rivalry. That was a pretty fun thing that they're trying to, just like almost like what Team Taz was doing with Christian Cage when Christian Cage came on to into AEW. But that was that. And that was a very very good match. It was a very good just way to open up. Down when you look at the 1 year history, when you look back a year of Rampage, this is going to be the first match. And what a way to open it up in a very smart way on the bookers, because they pretty much are saying, you know what, let's have a title change. Let's start it off with a bang, and they did. So congratulations to Christian Cage, and you know interviewed backstage by Mark Henry. Mark Henry, of course, knows him from their days at WWE. They had their matches. He even talked about it on commentary. Yep, he's yeah, and he even said they even call him the title. What's that called? It the title collector or something like that. Where I'm trying to remember the name, but it's like he's looking to claim all of his titles. I mean, I don't know about the AAA championship. I don't think that Andrade challenged him yet for the title, because I know that last heard he was going to title. He's challenging him. So maybe in the next few months of time, man, Omega's not going to have any championships left. Especially if Christian Cage has his way September the 5th and takes that title from the AEW world title from Omega. But let's move on to Fuego del Sol. This is the guy who I remember getting his head almost kicked off of his shoulders by Malachi Black. But he challenges Miro for the TNT title, and if he wins, he also secures an AEW contract. A lot on the line for Fuego del Sol. I mean, there was a time when he came in and he right away hit a tornado DDT. Not only once, twice, but 3 times. The first one he does that, and he gets him all groggy. The next one pretty much sent him out of the ring on Miro, and right away, he wants him to count. And I was just thinking, like, if he counted him out, he would win the match. I guess that means that he would win a contract, but he wouldn't win the title. But it's almost like a win-win situation for Fuego del Sol. But like I said, 3 tornado DDTs, but only a near fall. And then Miro puts a stop to any momentum. He catches him, and he tries to go for that DDT again, but then he stops him. He has him on his shoulders, and then he hits him with the Samoan drop. But Jericho corrects them and says, "No, that's a Bulgarian drop." It's like, okay, Jericho. Just semantics and all that shit. But now we see Miro just basically was like, you know what, I don't want to give this kid any more momentum. So after a big kick, it's game over. Well, that's what he calls his formerly known as the what would he call that, his submission hold before? But it's called game over now, and pretty much it was game over as Miro taps out Del Sol, and then Miro's in the ring, and then he grabs hold of the contract of Del Sol and rips it up. But then we see Tony Khan and Sammy Guevara come out, and then he lets Sammy go to the ring. Sammy pretty much tells him, you know what? Despite the fact that you're 1-50, despite the fact that you lost tonight, but the crowd loves you, and I guess that was enough for Tony Khan, and Sammy Guevara, offers him the contract and says that Fuego del Sol is now all elites, and I guess you reward somebody for being there. He's been with AEW now for a year without a contract. From what I hear, he's very very popular. The crowd loved him. I didn't hear about him until maybe like a month ago, but he does have a lot of energy, a lot of good offense. I mean, the guy really can go. He's fun to watch. So it's a good thing they're gonna add him to the division. He might get another title shot. You never know. Now, Mark Henry. We gotta talk about Mark Henry. I'm a fan. Everything he's done in WWE, he was there for almost his entire career. even when he stopped to do the strongman stuff like that. But I gotta tell you, I'm sorry, but he's not cut out to be a commentator or a backstage interviewer. I mean, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, he's just started out. Maybe he'll get better, but his slow, methodical pace, like, he's describing the action, right? And even when there was like graphics and you're supposed to talk about the person, like they'll show the graphic of like the title match, for the Impact thing. You gotta see a little bit something before it goes to the next graphic. He's talking about something and it goes right to the graphic, and he's still talking about the first graphic. And then the guys have to. It's just like with the commentary, they had to cut in when Mark Henry was still talking about a certain move set or something about, like, somebody asked him a question, he's answering it, but it's like he's just trotting along. And I think someone needs to be like, Mark, snap, quick, get to the point, right away. He'll learn. I'm pretty sure he'll learn. This is a guy that, learned really quickly when he tried to become a wrestler in WWE, and from what I hear, so, it's just a matter, I guess, of him learning. Because right now it's pretty rough, but who am I? Who am I to criticize the guy? But I'm just saying, but I mean, I'm giving benefit of the doubt. He can only get better. So let's see from here if he does. He's got some good guys like Excalibur. He's got, Shavani and some of these other guys that even JR. He can kind of pick their brain and, how do I do it like this? How do I stuff like, you know what I mean? So we'll just see. But it's the main event time, and it's Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She defends her title against Red Velvet, who's looking to stir her ass up, but the doctor wants her to stir that shit someplace else. This was like when Mark Henry was interviewing both of them via a Zoom, looked like, because they were not in the same place together. They were split screen and all that, but so pretty much we moved to the match. And Red Velvet, I gotta tell you, she is legit. She is, no offense to legit Layla Hirsch, but she definitely brings it, man. I mean, nothing but praise from the commentators, and she really gave Britt a run for her money. It's like she could have easily lost. There were times where she came close, like a hair, from that hand coming down for the third count, and she basically hung in there. There was a moment. Where at one point we see Velvet try to apply Britt Baker's submission. But the good doctor reverses that and shows the red one how it's done, and she taps her out. She just put her hand right on her mouth, looking for that opening, and boom, she starts pulling back, and that's it. You get locked into that, and she does that, and then she puts her in like the rings of Saturn. It's like a combination of the mandible claw and the rings of Saturn. There's no way you're gonna, you can't. Your hands are behind you, being stretched back. There ain't no way you can't, unless you got some limber feet or you're able to, knock her hand out of your mouth. But that's it. And who thought that she was going to really honestly win the match and win the title? She's gonna have her time. She's gonna have her place one day. If they go that way. I mean, AEW is a place that would give a title to somebody like Red Velvet just because it's a good story and it's a good way to pay somebody. The fact that she was on a win streak, I think it was a 9-match win streak before she lost to Britt, but good on her. She basically all this is going to do is just going to open the eyes of Tony Khan and everybody backstage and the matchmakers and all that stuff, and looking at the bookers and go thinking, okay, let's put her, in our on our short list of people that we want to give the title to sometime down the road. But if I, how sometimes it goes, they probably will do it to where she'll win it in a multi-women match, and she'll not even pin the champion, something like that, where she'll do that, and she'll be a transitional champion. Maybe she'll hold it for a bit until like someone else comes along, or they're gonna basically go from, because you don't want like the champion who they're pushing, let's say Britt Baker, they don't want her to lose the title at a certain thing, so you give it to someone like Red Velvet, and then Red Velvet will drop it to someone else, and then like Britt Baker will probably take it from her sometime down the road, something like that. But we saw that she taps out her challenger, and then as she tries to stop Velvet face first into the championship, she has it laid out there, and I'm thinking, okay, here we go. Sorry, it sucks to be her because she's about to, eat that championship belt. But then Chris Statlander, who was sitting ringside, she was there with old Orange Cassidy. and she gets her son with Baker, but is then attacked by a returning Jamie Hayter. She actually had a tryout in WWE, didn't work out obviously. She comes back, and I believe after 2 years, and she's had a different look and everything. She kind of reminded me of who was that? Like Becky Lynch. Kind of looked like that, you know, not the red hair and anything, but you know. But at first I thought it was a dude just because she was in a heavy big thing. I'm thinking that it kind of looked to me, it looked like it could have been Joey Janela, or what's his name? Is that Joey Janela? Yeah, Joey Janela. I don't want to say his name wrong. He basically turned his back on Sunny Kiss, but that's another story, another time. Not Joey Janela. What's his name? Oh boy. But whatever. Anyway, getting off topic here. But she returns, and she looks like she's aligned herself with Britt Baker, and then finally Britt Baker is able to deliver that curb stomp on Red Velvet face first into the championship belt, and that's how the first episode, the debut episode of the new show Rampage, that's how it signed off. And again, what a great 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 start to just Rampage, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really really good, and I like the fact that it's an hour or close to it, because you can get a lot of good stuff in there and not a lot of filler. It doesn't make you get tired of it, although AEW never does that. I pretty much enjoy the bulk of it, so I'm glad that they decided on an hour. Who knows? They might extend it later on, but hopefully they keep this format for now. So that at least you'll get people wanting to watch it, and it's not another 2 hours that you gotta add to your wrestling viewing. You know what I mean? Because we have enough wrestling. Especially me, I watch WWE as well, so it's like it's a lot to watch, and then to have another show, you know, it'd be too much. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was really a great way to to debut and to start the what do you call it? I guess you can say start the legacy of Rampage and how it's going to fare, years down the road. Dynamite already looks good, and it's going to really have a good history to it, and a lot of enjoyment there. So this is just another show to add on to, Dynamite, and also to what do you call it? To Elevation, Dark Elevation, and all that. But anyway, that's my video, and for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.